Alright guys, so I got a big lot of books, bunch of Avengers stuff that I got from Heritage, about 100 books. I'm going to go through some of the keys and I'll tell you some of the details about them. So stick around, we'll talk about the giveaways, go through the books. I'll see you in a few. Alright guys, first up, we had the giveaway. We hit 1,000 subscribers much quicker than I expected. So yeah, awesome. I'm really happy to be giving this book away. So I did draw a winner, and Rampire NZ. Congratulations, buddy. You are the proud new owner of this book. So shoot me an email. I'll get your contact information. We'll get it shipped out. I am going to be doing another giveaway. Like I said, I didn't expect it to get to 1,000 so quickly, so I'm not sure what I'm going to give away yet, but we'll be doing another subscriber giveaway when we hit 2,500 subscribers. So starting with this video, leave a comment below. If you're a subscriber, you'll be entered to win. That's all you got to do. So the more comments you leave on this video and all videos moving forward, the higher probability you have of winning. Again, I don't know what it's going to be yet, so I apologize. I just didn't expect to hit 1,000 subscribers 2 weeks after we hit 500. So thank you guys very much. I hope you're enjoying the content. I bought a lot. I think it was about 100 books. They're all Avengers, varying grades. So we're going to go through some of the keys. I didn't pull out all of them, but you'll see through some of these. This is a pretty nice lot. So first book up, we got Avengers number 46. This is the first appearance of Whirlwind. Not a major character, but a really nice book. This is probably a 6.5-ish book. I'd say in the 6.5 range. So it's roughly a $35 book. Nothing crazy. Again, we're gonna start with the low end stuff and go all the way up to the high end stuff. So starting at the lowest value, 100 books, varying grades, a lot of early 15-cent and 20-cent books. These are all 12-cent books. Next up, we got issue number 53. So this is the first time the X-Men make an appearance in an Avengers book. The Avengers had been in an X-Men book, but this is the first time the X-Men actually are in the Avengers book. This is a solid book. It could use a cleaning. You can see with the white cover, I doubt you could tell, but there's a lot of dirt on it. So this will clean up real nice. Nothing major, not a major key. As an X-Men guy, I really like this book. It's one I didn't have. So again, it's probably a $45 book, roughly. The next one, Avengers number 12. Great cover. I really do like this cover. But the big key that's notable about this is if you're a Game of Thrones fan, there's a fan letter in the back of the books. In the 60s, they would publish fan letters from fans. They'd ask questions of Stan Lee and whoever the artist was. I think Don Heck was the artist on this book. So it'll say like, Dear Stan and Jack, or Dear Don and Stan. But there's an actual letter in the back of this from George R.R. Martin, who wrote Game of Thrones. So I think he was 15, 16 years old when he sent the letter in. Pretty cool. Great cover, though. Really like this cover. Again, this is a nice, solid copy. Probably a 6.0-ish book. And this one, probably a $50 range, I'd say. It's not, it's not a crazy high book, but it's a solid early Avengers book. Next up, 24. The big thing on this one is the second appearance of Ravonna Renslayer. If you watch the Loki series, she was kind of a main character in that. She's pretty main character early on in the Avengers. So again, her second appearance, a great cover. Again, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of action in the cover. This is a little bit lower grade, probably a 5.5 copy. Nothing bad, but not, it's not like a high grade book. Next up, issue number 62. So this is actually the first appearance of M'Baku. He was in the Black Panther movie. If you've seen the Black Panther movies, I believe he was in all the movies. I think he was in one of the Avengers movies. Kind of a main character. He was like a man-ape type character in this. You can see here that's him on the cover. But ends up being an ally of Black Panther later on. Price on this, probably in the $80 range, $90 range, somewhere in that range. Again, good early key of first appearance. Next up, 54. This book was a lot higher in value when the Avengers movies came out because this is the second appearance of Ultron. There's a cameo of Ultron in this. I think he's like the Crimson something. It's also the second appearance of Dane Whitman, who's played by Kit Harington in the Eternals. We may or may not see him again in the MCU. But first cameo of Ultron. So, again, it was a lot higher right after Age of Ultron, especially in the 2022 or even into 2023. It's dropped a little bit in value. It's probably a $100 book, I'd say, maybe $100. It's a good solid grade. So next up, this one's a little rough. So this is the first appearance of Wonder Man. You can see him here on the cover. It even says something about Wonder Man on the cover. They did announce a Disney Plus series for Wonder Man. He actually, this was his first appearance and he died. But like I said before, in comic books, no one died. Again, this is a little bit rougher copy, probably a 3540. This is a $120, $130 book. And again, if it comes out on Disney Plus, it'll shoot up a little more. When they first announced that Disney Plus show, it kind of popped for a minute, but then it settled back down pretty quick. Next up, 25. This is kind of going up a little bit in value. This is the first time Dr. Doom fights the Avengers. It's a solid book, probably a 5.5 range book. The interior is actually, it's hard to tell. Obviously, I'm not going to open it and go through it, but the interior is really nice, really clean interior. It does have some denting and stuff on the cover. They could be pressed out. A few color breaking spine ticks. All in all, I'd say it's probably a $140, $150 book, somewhere in that range. Not a bad book though. And with Dr. Doom being announced, I think anything that's like Dr. Doom relevant, especially from the 60s, is gonna shoot up. I'm kind of working on the Avengers run now too, since I've basically completed the X-Men. So a lot of these books are just going into PC. Next up, 49. This one's kind of a weird one. First off, it's a very high grade. I mean, this is 9.2, 9.4-ish. And for a book that came out of the 60s, that's hard. But I don't know. You probably can't tell in the camera on how clean it is. But it's got a black cover. There's no spine ticks. It's just sharp. It presents really well. It's hard to tell, but that's actually Magneto there in the background. I don't know how well you can tell on that. It's also the first appearance of Typhon, pretty minor character. And then you can see Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver there on the cover. They actually quit the Avengers in this. The big part of this that kind of makes it a key is Magneto suggests that the mutants have kind of their own nation. If you follow the X-Men and went into the 90s and 2000s, Genosha, where the X-Men kind of live. So this was kind of the first time this was ever talked about in the comics. Super high grade. This will probably go to CGC. It's minimally a 9.2. Just from that alone, 60s book, higher grade. You're probably in the $200 range for that, I'd say. And again, it's really going to depend on the grade. That step from 9.2 to 9.4 to 9.6 on these types of books, these 12-cent books, is, I mean, the step jumps are pretty big. This next book has dropped substantially. This same book and the quality I'm about to show you was probably $800 book less than 18 months ago. Now, not quite so much. So this is Avengers 8. This is the first appearance of Kang. It's a white cover. It could use a little cleaning, probably 4.5, 5.0 range. Yeah, it's probably a $210, $220 book. But had it been early 2023, it would have been a $700, $800 book all day long. They were just, Kang was in every show, every movie, but then the Jonathan Majors stuff came out and he got canned, and then the book dropped. It's still a pretty relevant key. It's early Avengers, you know, single-digit Avengers. First appearance of Kang, who's a pretty major character in the Avengers world, especially, I don't know, through the first 100 issues. He's pretty substantial, so it's not a bad book to have by any means. It just dropped quite a bit. Next up, this is another book that was a lot more when Avengers Age of Ultron came out, but it's dropped a little bit since then. So this is the first full appearance of Ultron, Avengers 55. Solid grade. This is probably in the 6 to 7 range. It does have some foxing, which I can probably get out. And the cover's a little dirty. It's a white cover, so it's got a little bit of dirt on it. But again, $220 book, somewhere in that range. And I got this whole lot for, like, you're hearing these prices. Like, I got a steal on this lot. It was just an auction. Nobody was watching, I guess. So next up, Avengers 3. Obviously, this is an early Avengers book, but it's also very early Avengers versus Namor. It's a little bit rougher, probably a 3.5 book. It's probably $240, $220, somewhere in that range of value of it. For the next issue is the first Silver-Age cap, and I think on the last page of this, Namor flees and he like dives into the water, and then he swims in the water and comes out. In the next issue, he swims in the water, comes out in the Arctic somewhere, and that's where they find Cap and get him thawed out and all that. So it kind of leads into the first Cap story, but just a early Avengers book. Next up, number 10. This is the first appearance of Immortus, which is like it's one of the variants of Kang. Just like in the TV show, there's a ton of like Kang variants. So first appearance of Immortus. What's really cool in this book, though, is this is the first time you hear the Avengers Assemble. Kind of, it's been made famous. If you're an Avengers comic book fan, you've known Avengers Assemble for a long time. If you saw the movies, you saw, you know, Cap says it, and it's kind of his known thing. But actually, in this book, it's said for the first time, but it's said by Thor, not by Captain America. So kind of a neat little early thing that's stuck around for a long time with the Avengers. Again, this is a really solid book, probably a 7.5. And this is $275, $300 book. Again, the grade's going to really drive that price up or down. I'm saying it's a 7.0 and minimally. If it were to get an 8.0, you know, that value jumps up a lot. So next up, we got 2 left. This is Avengers number 11. So this is the first time Spider-Man actually meets the Avengers. I always liked this cover. I just thought it was a cool early cover. Spider-Man's a little wonky. Look, you know, the color. I don't know if that's a printing issue, but you can see it looks like he's got like a blue mask on his face. I don't think that was how the artist drew it. I think this might have been Don Heck. But obviously that's not, you know, Spider-Man doesn't have blue things around his eyes or the blue face. So I'm guessing it was probably a printing issue. Something just happened at the printer. So again, first time that Spider-Man meets the Avengers. It's also the second appearance of Kang. This is $300 book, somewhere in that range. Last book up. First appearance of Vision. Obviously, it's a key book. Vision's always been a major character with the Avengers. It's the second appearance of Ultron. Pretty classic cover too, the all red and white. They had some weird fascination with red in the 60s and 70s. Maybe it was a cost thing. It might have been cheaper to print all red, but you know, this is basically a 2-color print, red and white. Solid book, probably 5.5-ish. 6.0. It's hard to tell. It could definitely use a cleaning and a press. It's got a lot of little ripple wrinkles in it, but those will all come out in a press. But first Vision, second Ultron. This is between a $450 book, somewhere in that range. So again, you know, if you add up all the value of the books, and this is what, 15 books, there was 100. So, and the other 75, I mean, they're all $10 books. I got a really good deal, like a really good deal. I strongly suggest if you haven't been to Heritage, go to Heritage, check it out. Just don't bid on anything I'm bidding on, because that would be bad. I don't drive up my prices. A lot of my stuff, like I said, most of the time I just buy for me. So I'm gonna be doing a couple videos in the next week or two. I hope to have something to announce as a giveaway next video I make. I'm also working on a cleaning video where I'll go through cleaning of a book. It's actually an Amazing Spider-Man 129, the first Punisher. Kind of show you some of the stuff I do. I'm not an expert. I do clean all my own stuff. I cleaned some books for a friend of mine, and that's about it. But yeah, I'll go through some of the techniques I use to clean books. I've gotten really good results lots of times. So that'll be coming up, either the next video or the one after that. I might wait and see, because it's going to go off to CGC. I might wait until it comes back from CGC, and I can, you know, throw that in there as well. But thanks again for watching, guys. Crazy that we're already, I think when time of started recording this, we were like 1,250 subscribers. I never expected to be anywhere near that. So I appreciate you guys all coming in and spending some time with me. I hope you enjoy what I'm doing. Like I said, I just do this because I love comics. I love collecting comics. I love the history of comics, and I always have. So it's a little bit of a, you know, escape from reality for me, a little bit of break from the day in, day out of work and kids and all that. But yeah, I just like sharing my knowledge and sharing what I got. So if you see something you like and you want me to show more about it, or you want to talk more about it, like, leave a comment. If you guys have suggestions on what you want me to do or things you want me to do around, you know, the stuff I have, feel free to drop a comment below. I will definitely try and do it. So thanks again, guys. I really appreciate you stopping in. I hope you have a great day. Hope you find some great deals out there in the wild, and we'll catch you guys next time.